Hello and welcome to PlayStation Racer. My name is Mitchell Morgan and on this channel I am documenting my journey playing online racing sims, and today we're back looking at Gran Turismo. Now this video is slightly out of order because I have since released the video about doing the National A licence, but at the end of completing the National B licence we were awarded a couple of tracks, both Goodwood in the UK and Branch Hatch in the UK. And I decided that I would have a go at doing those two tracks, and we're going to be looking at those over the next couple of videos. Now in the cafe we are going to be opening up a new menu book to win a series of European classic compacts, so 3 cars. It looks like there's a Fiat 500, a Mini Cooper and the Volkswagen Beetle. So those are going to be the next 3 cars that we are going to aim to collect, to complete, as you can see there, menu book number 3. So we'll come out of the cafe, we'll head over to the World Circuits, and here we will start with the first of the 2 tracks, and this one is going to be Goodwood. Very old classic track in the UK. It's one where a lot of classic races are run, and well, it looks like we've got the Autodrome Lego. There's another challenge been opened up on there, but we're going to start off with the Sunday Cup. We've also got a Clubman Cup that we can do, and of course the Circuit Experience we can do as well. Oh, it looks like we're doing that in Aston Martin. That'd be interesting. Should give us a few more credits, but we'll start off nice and easy with the Sunday Cup. And it looks like we're going to need to get an R-Bath, the Fiat 500 or the VW van. Be interesting to do it with the VW van, I guess. However, I don't think I've got any of those cars, so we do need a road car. So I guess we're going to need to go in and change the car and see what we can use. Okay, we need to get 3rd place or higher. We've got 2 laps to do. And it looks like I'm doing this in the Mustang. I didn't actually change the car. Let's just come out of that, because the Mustang is just going to be way too fast. And we saw in one of the earlier videos how much of a cheat that is. So let's just go back into the challenge, and I think something that's a little bit fairer in there. We'll go with the... What should we go with? These are quite slow cars. Let's go with the Aqua, I think. They're still going to be a bit quick, but I haven't really got a slow car that we can use. Yeah, let's do the Aqua and just see what happens. It should be a little bit fairer. I still think I'm going to waltz through the field, given the cars that we are up against. And in particular, the VW van is really slow. Let's just see how things go. So we've got 2 laps of this iconic circuit. We're already chasing down this Beetle really quickly, which we're going to take on the inside going into the first corner. The VW vans are really slow, so we're going around the outside, or we've actually put it off the track. So we went around there just trying to keep a clean race. So just need to be a little bit careful. Ideally I should be doing this with something like a Mini or the VW and making it a little bit fairer. This car is significantly quicker, and this is one of the cheats I feel in the game, where for these challenges you jump into a superior car, something that's more modern, that's holding the road better, that's quicker. And as you can see by what, the 1, 2, 3rd corner, we are up into 2nd place already, and we're making mincemeat out of these cars behind. At this stage I'm just trying to work on keeping on the racing line, keeping it tidy, going for a clean race, because we are closing down on this last Mini Cooper for 1st place. Just think about where we overtake. Let's go down the left hand side. It's a nice place to catch up with him on this long straight. You need to get it slowed down to this corner, so watching the turning point. Watching the turning points for these 2 as well, so we don't get too wide on this corner. I often end up out on that extra little bit of tarmac. through the chicane, which can really bite you hard if you hit those walls. We're so far ahead, 2 seconds ahead at the moment. We're just taking it easy and just, well, yeah, it's too easy, isn't it? In this car, there's just no competition whatsoever. So we're into the second lap and we're 4 seconds ahead. 4.6, 4.7, 4.9. We're just driving away from the rest of the cars. It's really not fair, but within the game you can choose whatever car you want. I did choose one of the slowest cars that was available to me, and this is all about getting first place and completing the challenge. Now I may well come back to this later in my career or playing the game and just try running it with one of the other cars, but as you can see, this is a really quick and easy way of just getting through this particular challenge. Again, the circuit experience is going to be a bit more of a challenge because the times will be configured for the ASTON Martin. So this one is really just a case of grinding this track out. We're not going to make a huge amount of credits, but it is just a track and a challenge to tick off the list of things that we have to do. We don't have to do it, I guess, but if you want to complete the game, all of these challenges in the module that I called career mode, and obviously this is one I wants to do. I fancied a race rather than doing licenses, so around the last corner, a little bit deep there, struck off a lot of speed. We're just going to drive to the line with over 13, nearly 14 seconds ahead of the next place person. So more than being fun, that is more of a case of grinding. Really not fair up against those cars. If I got a VW Golf, I'd have probably gone with a Golf. That would be quite a nice car to do that in. Obviously the older Golf rather than the newer one. But you have just won the Mini Cooper. That's taken us up to collecting level 4. And we've now got the Pub Sports open in the tuning shop, which is rather nice. Now I'm not going to worry about the replay because that is going to be completely boring. Certainly no close racing in that one, but that is challenge done. And we go back to the screen that we've acquired that car, which is something that we needed to do, because if we now go into the Pubman Cup Plus, then we do need to be using the Mini Cooper for that particular run. So if we go into change car, we'll pick the Mini Cooper, and I don't think we can change. We've only got comfort hard tyres. We've got the option for softs and mediums, and it would be nice to go for one of the other tyres, but again, they're not available to me. So we might just have to go with sports hard, which could be quite hard to do on this particular track. So let's just back out for the moment, and we'll take a visit to the tuning shop. It's not available to us at the moment. I thought it was, but it isn't. It looks like we're just going to have to run this track using the Mini as it is. But we could always come back to that later when we can buy additional tyres. But for now, yeah, we can't actually do anything on that one. Do we run it, or to go with the circuit experience? Now I think I'm actually going to go with the circuit experience, because if we go with the mini challenge, they're going to be on faster tyres and we're just never going to catch them. So I think we'll back out of there and we'll just go with the circuit experience. So in the Aston Martin, significantly quicker than the car that we've just been driving. So I've now got to rethink all of the braking points and the turning points, and just go really sort of careful and make sure that we don't throw this off the track and do anything really silly. So we've got around that corner okay. Don't think that's going to be quick enough. 19.5, good for silver, but not quite gold, so we'll give that another run. I think we can probably brake a little bit deeper into the corner. We've got the ghost car on about 0.3 of a second, I think, ahead of us. So we want to try and just get onto the back of the ghost car through this corner, trying a little bit too hard. So we broke a little bit too late there. So now I'm looking for a braking point somewhere between those 2 points. So attempt number 3. I'm gaining on the ghost car, getting it turned in here, using 4th gear just to try and get some traction but keep the speed up. To 5th gear, running towards the line. Is that going to be enough to get a 19.5? That's gold, and that will do us. Oh, nice. Top of the friends ranking. Big beans, take that. So we had the personal best ghost on. I'm going to change that to the demonstration ghost, and it was actually 1 second away. So we'll just leave that as it is. And this is a different complex, so we've got a fast corner going into a medium right, and then you've got to get it slowed down for the left hander. So quite a few consecutive corners here that we're going to need to work with. With this one you can hit pretty quick so long as you get the angle right. You must get it slowed down for this corner, so we can carry in the brake pedal, coming down into 4th gear to get it turned in, go up over the top here. This is another tight corner, really tight. It comes up on you really, really quickly. And I've actually gone really wide on that corner. Didn't actually run out of track, which was good. Looking for the apex on the way out, let it drift, and then we're racing towards the line. And the time that we get is a 33.8. So a 10th off. How disappointing is that? Let's go again. Again, learning from what we have done. We're going to change the ghost offset. It's a bit too far away, so I'm going to bring that down to half a second. Just bring that ghost a little bit closer. Remember, we've only got to find a 10th of a second here, so I don't want the ghost car too far away. So there we go. Now if I can get onto the back of the ghost car, then I know I'm going to get a good old time. Put the racing line on at the moment purely because when I first started the game, I would actually have the corner markers and the racing line on at this stage. So I'm trying to sort of replicate what I was using when I went back and started the game fresh. The traction control I've got on 1 because you really don't want to have the traction control fighting you. Otherwise I've got all of the other assists off. So just the corner markers and the racing line off. Silver again, come on. Come on, Richard, do this one. Again, just learning from what we just did. Can we brake a little bit later into a corner? Can we get it turned in, or maybe dropping down a gear with this will give us more rotation on one of the corners? So we're 5th there, down to 4th here, got a little bit more rotation we are. I think we're closer to the ghost car this time, although I think I dropped back a little bit after that corner. Nice apex on that one, keeping it turned in. Get the rotation using 3rd gear this time, up to 4th as we go through the last part of that corner, up to 5th and over the line, and we get a 33.742. We're making hard work of this one. I have to say that Goodwood is a track I've always had trouble with. I don't know why. It's not overly complex. But it is one of those tracks that I always seem to struggle with. Brands Hatch is the same. Brands Hatch is another of the tracks that I tend to struggle with. The 2 of my home tracks, I wish Silverstone was on here, but it isn't. We've got Brands Hatch and Goodwood, and I struggle with both of these tracks. And like I said, I really don't understand why. I think sometimes a track gets under your skin, and then you just don't pick things up. That was much better. 33.3. Yeah, I'll have some of that. Oh, I'm top again. This is another surprise. I wasn't expecting to be top. So now we come to the dreaded full lap. Putting all of that together over 1 lap is going to be a bit of a challenge. So let's just get on with this lap. So we're coming down into the first corner. And the second part of the corner, trying to carry more speed through there, and in doing so, it's just gone just a little bit wide, put us out onto the grass. So I know that I'm going to need to either change the gear or just burn off a little bit of speed as we go through that corner. Oh, way too quick there. As we go through the ghost car. Not sure what we think. And it's stepping in. Maybe not overly good on this, but you know that you've got to be quick. So, a lot of curve on there which unsettled the car a little bit. Pushed it across the track a bit too much speed, it's unsettled the car, couldn't get that rotated. So I'm just trying to get a feel for this corner. At the braking point, tail brake, going through there, a little bit of braking to going through, balancing the car with the braking inside, so that was a lot better. Getting through here, don't put it off. Again, the chicane on this track is really, really tight. You've almost got, you almost feel like you've got to stop the car on the way through there to get it turned in so you don't drift over to the right hand side. So trying to pick up on what we learned from the last run and completely messing up that corner. I've got my mind on the chicane though, and that was all about just getting through the chicane a little bit quicker with the Aston Martin. So even though we messed that one up at the beginning of the run, I carried it on just to get some experience of putting this Aston Martin through that chicane. So now we need to try and put all of that together. So we're looking to get the apex on this next corner. Still a little bit wide, more time there, but now we are thinking about getting through here. That's too tight, we crashed the barrier. You see what I said, you've got to get that angle right on the way in, get it rotated as you go through, not run out wide, but you've also then got to carry the speed through to get it to the line. So this challenge, I don't think is one of the easiest circuit challenge on this. Actually, it looks very easy, but I tend to find it is one of the ones that challenges me a little bit. I can't just jump on here and just do it. So we are at 24.2, so it's a new record. So we are getting quicker, but it's still silver, it's still not gold. It's still eluding us. We've already had several runs. So watching the ghost car, looking at the turning point for this next corner, if we can just apex that, still a bit far away, better exit on there, which is enabling us to catch the ghost car a little bit. Think about how we go through here. Just trying to get it rotated. I don't to lose too much speed as we came out of the chicane, otherwise we were going to throw it off the track. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a silver again. It's that chicane. It catches me out a lot. Here we go. Another run. 14 miles in this car, trying to crack this particular challenge. Did we get it rotated? Yes, that's better. But again, don't get the speed out of the chicane, and I think that's going to hurt. Yep, 24.07. It's still a new record. But we need to either carry more speed through these first corners or nail the chicane. And I think the chicane is where I'm losing far too much time, especially with the run to the line. So I'm trying a slightly different angle there of attack. We'll try and get a little bit more speed here so that we can get this turned in, get a better angle. That was much better, carried more speed through there. I think we can still get a lot more speed out of this, but a 23.4, and that's all gold. And I've tried hard enough, I've spent enough time on that one. I think we'll take that. We're actually gone top, which really surprised me. That was actually only sector 3. Oh crikey. Okay, so now we've got to do the full lap. So we struggled to do sector 3. Now we've got to do the full lap and put all of that together. As you can tell, I was not even paying attention to what I was having to do. That's how much this track gets under my skin. Okay, so the ghost car has already gone quite a fair way away, so I'm on the back foot already. We might be worth just trying to put a banker lap on just so that you can just feel how things are going. And if necessary, we can lose the gold ghost car, the one that we're following the demonstration, and put our own ghost car on. And that way we can help ourselves to move forward. So if you find the ghost car is really running away, as it is here, it's absolutely no use to us because it's so far down the track. Then put your own ghost car on with maybe 0.3 of a second or half a second away from you, and then that will enable you to gauge how you're doing, where you're quicker, where you're slower. And I tend to find that is more productive than using the demonstration ghost car when you're doing the full laps. It might be something I might consider doing. So we've got a 17.4, which is a nice silver. So those of you that are not going for gold and you just want to get your licenses, you can see how quickly you can at least get gold, you can at least get bronze and silver. And yeah, do decide to just change the ghost a little bit there. See if that helps me out just a little bit. So here we go, the ghost car is now closer, chasing it down. We're looking for a good exit on this one, and unfortunately trying to chase that ghost car, it did suck me in. And you don't have to beat the ghost car on the first corner. It's a long lap. All you want to do is just get a little bit closer, a little bit closer, a little bit closer. Again, we're closer there, and you can see that I was in danger of overshooting the corner. We caught up with that ghost car way too quickly all of a sudden. So I backed off a little bit, made sure that we can make the corner, and also make sure that we can get on the back of the ghost car down this. It's not quite a straight, but it's certainly a very, very, very fast part of the track. We did manage to get past the ghost car there, but again, threw it off the track by trying to carry a little bit too much speed through there. Again, I said it before, I don't always take my own advice. Here, all we need to be doing is just getting on the back of the ghost car and chipping away at that time. But again, all the time here, I'm trying to get ahead of the ghost car. Why? There is no real reason to do that at this stage. So again, on this corner, I'm carrying a lot more speed, and a lot better. We have actually caught the ghost car, which goes against what I was saying just now, but we did that in a much more controlled manner. We've got a better line for this corner, so I'm now thinking about the racing line, the turning points, the braking points, try not to overshoot that one. It's a little bit deep, which has compromised this corner. You may well find the ghost car is going to come back at us in a moment. This next corner is really tight, so I'm looking for a turning point, braking point, and unfortunately we're way too deep, which has let the ghost car come through. The ghost car is still just there, so we do have a chance to get back on the ghost car. Let's continue with this run. We're looking for the turning points in these fast corners. This is a very slow corner, so we're looking to get the car slowed down and down to third gear to get the rotation. A nice bit of curve there, which put us nicely on the back of the ghost car. To fourth, down to third, got some rotation. Second, got some drive out of the corner. Quickly up to third, so we don't get too much wheel spin. Fourth, we're over the line with a 17.5. So that's silver, not gold. So we're going to have to run that one again. So again, just running and rerunning and rerunning and rerunning these. It is just a case of thinking about where did you do well in the last run, where did you do poorly. So on that last run I could tell I went a little bit wide on that first corner, so I kept it a little bit tighter. That's immediately put us just in front of the ghost car, not by a lot I don't think, looking at the map, seems to be overlaying each other. This one I decided to take a lot more curve, which gave us a better line through here, which enabled us to carry more speed down into this fast right-hander. Buried the brake pedal, got it turned in. Ghost car is just there, but it does give us a better line all the way through here. Now we've got this very fast left-hander, and I think that getting a better line has enabled us to get the power down quicker. Hopefully that will put us in a good place as we go into this last of the section. Try not to overcook it, looking for the apex there. Now thinking about this horrible chicane, really buried it, and we caught the wall. How on earth did we not make that lap stick? Right at the last moment, I think I was just trying to get it turned in a little bit too quickly and just caught the chicane. No real need for that. We were quicker. You can see though that on every single one of these runs we're learning things. We are again up with the ghost car. We go through this fast right-hander. We get it turned in, get it across the curb as we can. This one, just get it slowed down. More curb through there, took more, just giving us a little bit more speed. Quite sure how we're doing with regards to the ghost car, which is concentrating too deep there again, and we let the ghost car through. We really need to be thinking about that very tight right-hander. We're going far too deep and wasting far too much time through there. That is probably going to have thrown this lap away, but I'm going to let it run just to get some experience on this tight right-hander. We're actually caught up with the ghost car now. This is interesting. We're going to take lots of curb there. We're right on the ghost car. Can we get this chicane? Difficult with the ghost car there. The ghost car gets a better drive out of there, but we are still with it, so hopefully this is going to be a better time. It's not good enough for goal. We are still some considerable margin away from the goal, so we're just going to have to keep on running this one. Now we did take a little bit of time to do this. Frustration started to kick in. We started to make some silly mistakes. I am going to leave this video to run. I'm narrating it rather than talking on and actually running it. And we're currently at 27 minutes of this video, and we're pretty much, I think, just a little bit over halfway through the attempt to do this. So I will continue to narrate it, but it's giving you an example of persistence and trying to continually learn where you can go quicker, where you can't. So at this point in the process, I'm experiencing, or trying to experience, where I can go significantly quicker but without throwing it off the track. So at the moment I'm making a lot of errors where I'm going off the track because I'm exploring where I can find a little bit of time, where I can save a little bit of time. Now you could think about that as being negative. I actually think of it as being a bit of a positive, because sometimes when you're racing, you've got to exceed the track. You've got to exceed the limits of the car. You've got to exceed the limits of yourself to find out where those limits are. I mean, Lewis Hamilton once said, if you never spin the car, you're not driving it quick enough, because you've got to spin the car to find out where that limit is and then just bring it back a step. Unless you actually spin a car, in this case you're throwing the car off the track, you're never going to learn and experience where the limitations of the car, of the track and of yourself are. So I'm not getting too downhearted here. This is all a learning experience every single time we go out. The only time it becomes a problem is if you're not learning. Now we've got a new record, which means we're learning still. If you get to the point, I think I said this in one of the earlier videos, where you are spending 2, 3, 4 hours and you're constantly running and you're not getting better, give it a rest, come away from the machine, give it half an hour, go and watch some television, take the dog out, just relax, but come away from it, come back to the challenge. You'll probably do it fairly quickly. And we see this all over Reddit, the online forum, where people say, I've been trying this challenge, it's impossible, I can't do it, I can't do it, I can't do it, I'm trying for hours. The advice is nearly always to look at the settings on the car that you've got. So are there settings that you can change to enable you to go quicker? But more often than not, it's a case of coming away from the challenge, leaving it alone, and then coming back to it later. And very often, you'll put in that brilliant lap that gets you the time within 1, 2, 3 attempts. Not always, but sometimes, and more often than not, that tends to be the case, especially on relatively easy challenges like this. And where the challenge should be easy and you've gone gold on everything else and you just can't put the lap together, sometimes it can be tiredness, it can be fatigue, both in your physical nature, so your muscles are feeling a little bit tired, so maybe some of that muscle memory is going, but also mentally tired, where you're trying to concentrate all the time on the turning points, the braking points, the driving line, all these things. It's a lot to take in. So again, take a break. Absolutely take a break and then come back to it, and you know you'll find that things will be better. Now again, I'm not taking my own advice, because for this particular video I'm trying to give you an idea of actually how long it took me to achieve this challenge. 17.2 again, not quite so quick, still silver. We seem to be consistently silver. So what will happen is all of a sudden I'm going to hook up a good lap and it will happen. So looks like we just have a little look at the go settings there. Let's see how we can do on this. We are up to 37 miles, so we've done quite a few laps of this track now. It's looking okay through there. Get up to 5th gear for this run, down to this fast corner, and leave it in 5th gear, let it run out, up to 6th. I need to start thinking about losing speed, otherwise we're going to run it off the track, or at the very least we're going to upset the line for this particular complex through here. So I think we've just about got away with that. Thinking about this next corner now, we've got it down into 3rd gear so we can get that turned in. It was probably a little bit too slow. Bring it up to 4th gear, accelerating all the way through this little complex. Again, just experiencing, exploring areas where we can find a little bit more time, a 10th here, a 10th there, just to enable us to get through this lap. To take it, a fair bit of the curb there seems to work for us. Better through the chicane, that was much better, carrying more speed to the line. And then we get a 16.4, so we're now just under 0.3 of a second away. This is now very, very, very doable. Very doable indeed. How can we do on this one? Oh, it's a little bit wide. Not very happy with that one. That was okay, that corner, which is probably enabling us just to stay with the ghost car. So we'll stick with this one for the moment. Just looking for to keep on this racing line, keep these apexes coming. We could have taken a lot more curb out of that one. On this one I tend to be thinking, okay, let's not ride the curbs. On that last corner we did ride the curb, but for some reason on this particular one I was trying to keep it off the curb. I think maybe I was a bit concerned about unsettling the car, and when you do ride the curbs you do unsettle the car, you do unsettle the balance quite a bit. Sometimes that is in your favour, sometimes it isn't. So again, it's just exploring what we can get away with and what we can't. So again, I'm staying off those curbs into the chicane. How much speed can we carry through there? That's a lot better through there. A better turning, better through, and a better exit. And we get a 15.974 for gold. And I think at that, we're going to call that a day. It's probably not going to be a very fast lap, but we have got gold. and that's all we really need to do on the circuit experience, is just get golds so that we can get the rewards. Lovely looking car, enjoyed the Aston Martin, and that was quite a challenge. Almost my number. My number is 67. It's got a 57 in it. And it's a lovely car to drive around here, actually, the Aston Martin. It's nice to have a British car on the British track. Not sliding around too much, keeping it nice and neat. The view's a little bit difficult to see the apexes on this external view, but I actually quite like some of these videos. And if you've had a challenging run, and sometimes it's nice just to take a rest, watch these videos before you go on to do the next challenge. So, you know, although I'm going to do these 2 different days, I did Goodwood and then I went straight in to do Branch Hatch, and I recorded the 2 videos together. So I'm actually using this period just to have a break before we get back into trying another difficult race. I actually got second there, which I was quite pleased with. And we got 48,000 credits for that, which is quite nice to bring in the balance up. We've got our driving marathon, so we've got another ticket. We've got our rewards for bronze and gold. And quite pleased with that. The Carbon Cup will probably come back to another time. But, we'll head across to Branch Hatch for the next video and see how we can do there. So in the meantime, thank you very much for watching this video. If you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I value all my subscribers. I am trying to grow this new channel. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one coming very soon. So for now, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.